We are vastly superior to humans. You know it to be true, so do not resist us. Coming to you live by a tape-delayed basis by means of digital distribution. This is Extreme Hardcore Nerds. Here are your hosts.
Ready, set, game on.
And it has finally come to that time of the hour where we talk rage.
I really wish I had a cape.
id Software's first new IP since Quake, which was 97, 98?
96.
96, yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I'm like, it's a little longer than that. I was in high school
Yeah, so
playing that?
it's been a long time since we've seen something from id Software. And two things that id Software has always branded itself on is quality of gameplay and how well it looks. And as far as that goes, Rage does deliver in those two categories. As far as graphically, this will push your 360 and PS3 to its limits. 60 frames a second, it looks beautiful. There are some instances, I'm playing on the PS3, where like if I turn very fast, it does actually take the game a half a second to kind of go, whoop, oh wait, hold on, I need to get caught back up. I don't know if that's just the performance power of my TV, if that's the game just trying to keep up with itself, or if that's just the system itself. So, but I mean, very minimal drawback from what you see in this game. I mean, the textures are very nice. The cities look pretty cool. The vehicles look awesome. The world is very nice. Like when you're going around and bombed out buildings and stuff like this. Very, very pretty. I know there was one hallway, like I was in a hospital and I was trying to go through, and the blood is just dripping down and all over the sides and stuff, and you're just like, you can actually see like new blood compared to old dry blood. It just doesn't look the same. Like there's actually a difference there. You know, like either this dude's been dead for a while, or oh shit, there's somebody coming around the corner because this is a fresh kill. So
they actually know how to use a shader and palette correctly.
Yep.
I'm happy.
So, I mean, very awesome for that. As far as gameplay goes, it handles very solidly.
I expect nothing less from id.
Yep. It's a shooter, first and foremost. It doesn't try to be anything else. I mean, it does sprinkle in elements of other things into it, but it doesn't hide the fact that you're playing a first-person shooter here. Mm-hmm. As far as like some of the other things, like they do have vehicle combat in there. The vehicles handle great. I didn't have any problems. Oh, I do have an issue with controlling one of the vehicles. But now that I've upgraded certain things here and there, a lot of those issues have been taken care of.
That's the one thing I did hear about on a positive side. Vehicles, or the upgrading system for the vehicles, works like it really should. The vehicle starts out shitty, you upgrade it, and it gets better.
Yep. And so if the first thing you upgrade is the motor, you're not going to be able to handle anything because you got too much horsepower. Or, or if you're like trying to jump over something and you don't have bad shocks, guess what? You're going to nose plow and you're going to lose control as soon as you land. So it handles like a real vehicle would.
Realistically. Someone figured that out.
I know, right? But I mean, like the races that are in there and the vehicle combat and stuff that's in there works like a charm. I mean, very nice. No gripes there whatsoever. The upgrade systems and stuff work great. You can upgrade your weapons a little bit. It's not to a huge extent. Basically, more like like rather than having to manually reload the shotgun, okay, you can upgrade it to a clip system. Mm-hmm. Or if you want more stability for like your AK-47, or if you want a laser scope for your sniper rifle. Little things like that. I haven't found where you can just custom overhaul a weapon, like Borderlands style,
I don't know if you can.
Where like that. But I mean, like I said, it works for what it is. As far as gaining money and currency and stuff, I mean, it works. You actually feels like you stay ahead of the game because you don't lose anything if you die. Mm-hmm. It's not like other games that I've recently played where put you behind the 8 ball every time you die. And I think part of this review too might be I've just played a crappy game for so long. I forgot what a good game plays like. Mm. And of course, I haven't really been able to play Gears, so this is really my first experience since Dead Island. As far as storyline goes, tell me if you've heard this before. You're picked to be one of 10 people in a vault, and the apocalypse happens. 100 years into the future, you are released from this vault, and you enter into this destroyed world where you're not sure what's going on. Next thing you know, you're attacked by a mutant. And this guy shoots that mutant and says, "Here, get in my vehicle. I need to get you out of here." And then you start doing favors for him. Like I said, tell me if you've heard this before.
BioShock.
No, I didn't hear...
Minus the frozen part.
I was going to say, I didn't hear any Would You Kindlies.
BioShock 2 did not have any Would You Kindly.
Yeah, but BioShock 2 wasn't...
Not from Irrational Games, I know.
Yes. No, I would say this is what happens when Fallout meets Doom. I can't even say...
Borderlands.
No, Borderlands doesn't even... No, Borderlands would not
Why
be a fair
did you
comparison.
emphasize Borderlands earlier in the podcast during break?
Because I hadn't... I emphasized Borderlands as far as the gun customizations and all the different guns and stuff that you can get. And I emphasized Borderlands as far as the ending. I hadn't gotten that part yet.
You can't pick up any other guns in the game, I thought. They actually have a set palette, so...
Yep.
Even Borderlands won't work on that.
As far as the actual storyline goes, I would say it's more Fallout style. More, you go here and there and you do jobs for certain people, and you take your money and you upgrade your guns, and you basically are just driving around or walking around shooting mutants. So, very...
Fallout-esque?
Very Fallout-esque. Where I compared it to Borderlands.
One of its flaws.
Short story, not original. But I mean, it was fun for what I was playing. Don't get me wrong. And the ending sucked. This is where I really want the hey Ash. Mm-hmm. I have not gotten to the ending yet, but anybody who's read any reviews that are out on the internet right now can. The ending is pretty bad. It's like, hey, let me show you this. We have all this wonderful option, all these wonderful things you can do and explore and this and that. Okay, you know what? I got shit to do, so let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
I think Sessler said it best.
He did.
It's like going home with that girl at closing time, and she just tells you, hey, thanks for the ride home, now leave.
Yeah.
So
I like this other one better, where he just goes, "Hey, I got to show you something. I really got to go," and he just stops.
Yep. So, like I said, I haven't gotten that far yet. So but I am obviously everybody's bitched about it, so I am taking it into consideration with my review. So all in all, presentation solid, graphics amazing. Story is where it suffered for me. Controls are spot on. I mean, I didn't have any issues with the controller whatsoever. Mm-hmm. The AI is actually smart. It actually changes so it doesn't feel like you're playing the same thing over again. All in all, I would give Rage a solid 8.5.
Okay.
It would be a 9 if the story was better and it didn't have that ending issue. But it's a definite pickup. It's a really good shooter. If you like first-person shooters, you will like this. The story isn't so like mundane and doing the same thing over again. That it does it keeps you interested. It keeps you involved. It actually keeps you wanting to play. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're going into it knowing that you're going to have that disappointment. So, or that ending disappointment.
Did you play any of the multiplayer?
I did play multiplayer. Multiplayer is basically Twisted Metal. It's car combat. It's awesome.
Thank you.
It's Mario Kart on crack. But it's awesome. It really is.
I heard it's only 4 players though. Is that correct?
It's only 4 player, but it's a 4-player race. And I mean, just depending on what race you're doing, if it's a checkpoint race, if it's battle, if it's whatever, it's super fun though. So it just makes me want Twisted Metal that much more, that much sooner. I'm not gonna lie. So I mean, with all those things going into it, I mean, it's sad that I have to say I have to knock it for the ending and for how kind of lackluster the story is, especially since id always kind of focused on that storyline base. I mean, look at Doom, look at Wolfenstein.
I was going to say Doom. I was like, you're a space marine, and there are demons on the moon. That's about as far as it went.
So I mean, look at Doom 3. Look at Quake.
Okay.
They all had heavy single-player stories to them, or they tried to.
They tried to.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not going to knock id for that, but they did. It does feel like it came up a little bit short with the Fallouts out there, with your Mass Effects out there, with.
I want to let you finish.
With like Battlefield coming out. Would I buy this over like Modern Warfare 3? Yes. Would I buy this over Battlefield? Probably not. If it's,
I'd say put it to a game that you actually like. Would you buy this over Mass Effect 3?
No.
That would probably be the only variant.
No, because I know what I'm getting with. And I mean, it's a new IP.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're probably going to expand on it. They're probably going to expand on the world. DLC's coming. But I can't judge it on what's coming. I have to judge it on what's in front of me right now.
No, Andy, you said it was quite of a short story. What I've heard on the reviews I've read, the story was about 25 hours long.
Yeah.
So I don't really consider that short.
Yeah, but gameplay-wise, like the missions and stuff, that's where you're getting your gameplay from. That's where you're getting your depth of play.
Yeah.
As far as the story goes, it's walk up to somebody, they tell you, oh, hey, I got this buddy who might need help with this. Hit X to accept the mission. Hey, he's over here. Why don't you go check out and see what's going on? Okay, let me get in the vehicle, go over there, shoot a bunch of people, and like, oh, hey, thanks for helping me out. Here's your reward.
Yeah, he means that a lot of the content that you're actually getting to play is a lot of side missions, really, and that's where that extra 20 to 25 hours are. The main parts of the missions that you have to do to progress aren't as involving or really open to anything.
It's not like Mass Effect where it's like, okay, I'm taking on this mission. I'm it's like I'm going here and I have to complete certain objectives and and while I'm doing it, it's also telling me more of the backstory. It's also telling me more of the things going on and getting me more involved. It's more of a hey, I'm at checkpoint A, I need to get to checkpoint B. Okay, I go to checkpoint B, I clear it. Talk to somebody. Okay, they send me back to checkpoint A. Hey, I completed it. Awesome. Here's my reward. Okay, hey, I got something else. If you're not busy right now, you might want to help me out again.
Yeah.
That's the storyline in Rage.
What'd you have to say, Garrett? He's got.
Okay. And you forgot to say one more thing on it. I heard the saving sucks.
No, it doesn't. You can save whenever the fuck you want.
No. I heard that.
Hold on.
I know what he's talking about. Between players,
there's
autosave,
roughly
really.
no autosave in the game. You got to save constantly.
Wrong.
And if you don't save constantly, manual saving
Yeah.
it's rough because there's roughly no autosave. What I've heard and what I've seen, I don't know about your gameplay because I've never seen you do your gameplay. What I've seen and what I've heard, there's really no autosave.
Okay, this is the old school. These are the guys who originally started first-person shooters. This is your old school way of doing it. There was no such thing as autosave. You saved manually, damn it.
And if you didn't, it's your own damn fault.
It's the punishment system, kind of.
Yes. This is what I like. As far as the autosave goes, you do have checkpoints in the game, like when you go from point to point, where it'll autosave. Where a lot of people are probably pissed off about the autosave is the checkpoints, like, okay, if I'm about to start a mission, when I get to an area and I'm about to enter it, that's where the autosave will kick in. If I don't save anywhere in there and I die, I'm going back to the beginning of the mission. Again, but like you said, that's old school mentality.
That's the old school mentality. You saved every 10 seconds.
You didn't have the computer saving your ass because you were stupid enough not to remember. Oh, I just cleared a room here. Or, oh, wait, there's a giant-ass monster off in the distance. I should save now just in case.
It's not the idea of stupid. It's just how we've been trained now.
So, but autosave is there. So it's not like I'm losing hours of gameplay if I don't save automatically or if I don't save myself. But it will be like if I'm almost like 3/4 through a mission and I die, I get to kick myself in the rear end because I get to start all over again.
I would say it's still a developer's fault because all of them now have that icon that tells you this game autosaves, da-da-da-da-da, when this icon comes up. It should give you another note that says, this game autosaves, but not infrequently. You will have to manually save.
It even says that in the tips.
Does it say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Big screen comes up. Survival tips. You'll want to save often.
Never mind then.
Okay, I didn't see that. I'm just randomly saving.
Okay, so now we can take that. Everyone
who
who complained about that, they're idiots. Because the game does tell you.
It tells you flat out. So,
how's the reviving system, though? I've seen that. That was kind of weird. It was also kind of interesting and cool, too.
Basically, you have nanotechnology in you, and you have a built-in defibrillator that if you get taken out, you use the analog sticks.
You got to play this little mini game.
A little mini game, and you match up to where the icons are. You hit the buttons to charge it up. And then you get the little side scrollers where you just, okay, here are the points I have to hit. The closer you get to them, the bigger the charge is going to be, and the more health you recover. And also along with that too, it also sends out a little EMP, so if enemies are nearby, it'll take them out. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. So
the whole idea about solo.
Yep. So like I said, this is a solid 8.5 game.
Okay.
It should be a 9. It does have its flaws. Hopefully, it'll address it with DLC or something. But
it does have a co-op campaign, though, too.
That I did not play.
Okay.
So
yeah, as a 2-player co-op campaign that only has 9 or 10 missions, I heard on it, but it's also lackluster a little bit. It's nothing big.
I thought there was a multiplayer part.
And it does have some mini games in there that are pretty fun, like where you're playing a little board game or the card game.
I heard the card game's so great, but 2 people in the whole game play it.
Yep.
That's so
the
weak.
2 dealers, the dealers in each of the bars.
That's so weak.
So I bought my starter kit. I had my starter deck, and I played a couple hands. It was pretty fun. So, like I said, it's a game you should pick up. It's a game you'll want to pick up. I would say you don't need it right away. With the holiday season coming up, I would say this is a game like a Target does, like a buy 2 get 1 free or buy 1 get 1 half off special or something like that. Then I would consider it. For big shooter fans, for id fans, would you pay $60 for it? I would say yes. I would do it, but it all depends on you also have to keep in mind, too, we're a month away from Battlefield. We're a month away from Modern Warfare. So you've got your other big shooters coming up.
Just around the corner.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a personal choice. I'm not going to tell you how to vote there, but I'm saying, all in all, this is a game you probably should play and check out.
A lot of half-finished ideas, but I'm for it.
There, did I give a review this time?
Yes.
Okay.
Better than that other one that said nothing about the game. It's just
I only had one word to describe it, and it worked perfectly.
Not that one.
Oh.
The other one's just an inflated sense of ego that went nowhere.
But that's what the game is an inflated sense of ego.
It's just a giant penis on a pedestal. Not a good way.
If that's the way you want to look at it.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to put it there.
So, with all that having been said, that does bring this edition of the Extreme Hardcore Nerds podcast to a close. I have been, of course, your all-knowing exalted one himself, your host, the King of Kings, Big Daddy Cool, Andy Kruger, along with me in studio this week.
The ever-present Guardian of the Gate, who I think I left the key somewhere again, Dark Reaper Stephen Creighton.
Still waiting on my Chuck Norris army. And with us on Skype this week,
Garrett 4.
And hopefully our returning champion will be back with us next week. We just need to figure out an antivirus to the T-virus.
Well, we can always make some Zombrex. And this is now the perfect time to refilm Black Sheep 2, Revenge of the Sheepening.
Yeah, he would be the perfect guy for that. We have an idea. Gunner, I'm calling you here.
Goatee Army. Goatee Army. I got to write this down somewhere.
See you later, everyone.
Deuces.